Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Dr. Bosky, and today I thought we'd take a look at some ideation stuff that we're doing regarding Paltech. And Paltech is the main corporation that runs an entire world. They're like a mercenary company with advanced technology. It's more on the sci-fi side of things, and they are the origin story behind Gressel, which is our main villain for Interstellar Sentinel 2. So first off, Dimitri, I really appreciate the oh, 1 second here. I think I have this running in the back, and that was filler instinct. Come on. Yeah. Okay. So we'll pause that real quick. But I appreciate the explorations. So this is kind of what we wound up having here, which was super cool. So I think I still like the exploration of the head thing. The snaggletooth is a bit funky, but we kind of have these badges. You know, it's one of the things that Paltech in this cyber corpo world are about. They are ruling the entire society by technology, and they are also the go-to like military installation planet for getting mercenaries and helping other worlds deal with their conflicts, et cetera, right? So it's sort of like it's a bit of I mean, every planet's got its own issue, but it's sort of like a cyber corpo. It's not quite a dystopia, but it's definitely there are dystopic elements. So anyways, I digress. So I think these explorations here were they didn't completely light me up in terms of just enjoying. I still kind of like this design, which is interesting. I definitely like I also like I still like the kind of logo that we've got going on here, which is cool. This didn't quite resonate with me as well. Let me see. Can I, how do I, there we go. And, but I think I also really enjoyed, this is kind of from our last meeting too. So I kind of like having, the PAL and the tech as part. I think we could also, in the case of like of a single PAL part, we don't have to necessarily spell out the tech. I think that's also really interesting. Enjoying the I bit here, of course. The technology is like it's not too bad there. I'm not sure. This totally reminds me of some kind of like Arabic, I don't know, housing installation thing. So it didn't quite read as well for me, but that was kind of the bits there. So then I hopped over here. Actually, let me stop. Yeah, I hopped over here. Let's get rid of this. Oh, hey. Oh boy. Come on. I don't know how to do anything. What happened? What happened? Get out of here. There we go. All right. And back into Photoshop. Too many windows. All right. So anyways, I pulled this over. Shoot, I had that kind of the way I liked it too. Something like, I think it was something like this, roughly. Kind of like this neat, like peeking out, like the eyes a little menacing here, of course. But for the circular bit, yeah, the snaggletooth wasn't quite working for me. But I thought, oh, like maybe we try a few different arranges here. I kind of like the idea of this like humanoid robotic intelligence that's being distributed, and I think we got multiple logos for different types of product lines. We don't want to go too crazy, of course, but I think when I'm thinking about this is definitely for the military arm of things. So and also represents the corporation as a whole. So that was one thing there. Let me take a look. Get rid of those. Talked about that. All right, cool. And then, so coming back over to this logo here. Actually, I didn't even check to see if this thing's rolling. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, yeah, it looks like everything is good. Yeah, so coming back to this Paltech kind of exploration here, kind of riffing on this. I kind of like this this aspect, as in, let me see. I can probably just do this in Photoshop. I don't need an overlay. So one of the reasons why I like 255 green is that no one will ever think that the whatever I'm drawing is anything other than just helpful bits, right? No one's drawing in 2x5 green. All right, so you can see here I wound up doing this kind of like exploration of like shifting the words to maybe be closer. Also, it could be a thing where I kind of like them being on out here, but we could probably shrink this inner area here or pull this out more. I was just trying to cover up some bits, but you can kind of see what I was kind of noodling with. So feel free to experiment with that there. I did a version over here where I wanted to see the logo for Pala and Tech being at the top and bottom. Again, kind of encroaching a bit more on the circuitry. I think the main thing that I'm really responding to is I don't like this aspect of the logo here. And then I went on this journey. I went on this journey where I was like, okay, so I really like this sort of like font, and maybe we need to build our own font. So there's a way for doing that. We'll talk about this Sunday if you're up for it. Where maybe we, because it's interesting because I think it might just be like we might build a font with some of these elements that we like, right? So, but I think when we talk about like a fully integrated, like you can't really build a normal font this way. So. And that makes it more of just a logo graphic. But I think we probably should we should figure out if we want to build a font that kind of supports this as sort of our new cyber techno font, or if we want to stay with the Kusanagi, which I also really like. But I went on this sort of like font exploration journey. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow. But so that's how I came to this. So I started exploring like, hey, because I want to see what would it feel like to have the font kind of be in an arc, both over the top. So kind of pulling together this whole kind of circular aspect of the logos that we've been going for. So in order for me to do that, I hopped over to Canva, and I was like, cool, let me just do a font exploration. So. And I'll walk you through these briefly here too. So here's the font we were just looking at. I wanted to see it not non-oval as well. So I was like, all right. And then I was like, okay, cool. And then I started exploring a couple other little fonts. I really like this font in particular and by really like it, I'm enjoying it. It doesn't completely it makes me like, we're trying to channel kind of future tech, not super militant, but maybe friendly. Like those are kind of the motives. So I started thinking about those things in font. So this is Makoto, and then Makoto also has a Makoto glitch. So I kind of it's again one of those things where I think it will be pretty easy for us to then have, like when we're talking about some of that UI layer of the game, where we can have like glitch effects that then basically are more abstract glyphs, and then they turn into the lettering. So that might be pretty cool. So that was these two here, and then I want to see them. This is also Makoto, what they look like in an arc, because well, it's a different kind of style, and the font will change differently based on the font interacts differently when you bend it, of course. So kind of like those bits here. So. And then I took a look at HK Modular, which I kind of enjoyed as well. Here I think we need more kerning for the spacing of the lettering. Let's take a look here. Spacing. So I mean, I think something like that would also be totally acceptable. And now I'm noodling. I should stop noodling. Stop noodling. Okay, but you get the point. So. Again, so HK Modular, I'm kind of enjoying. Like, it's not quite as flashy as like our Kusanagi. I mostly like those E's in the Kusanagi quite a bit. And then I was like, okay, cool. Now that we've got that, why don't we just dive a little bit deeper and start looking at a font as a whole, if we're going to think about a replacement or an additional font that we want to add to the game. So then I was looking at TT Lakes Nue. So also I want to see it in lowercase, uppercase, and then bold, because those are the things that kind of can kick you in the butt. Some fonts don't have bold, some don't have uppercase, some don't have lowercase. So I'm kind of coming back to looking at this. So I was like, all right, that's kind of cool. And then here I want to see the Makoto glitch. And Makoto is one of those fonts where I don't believe, let's go back one. Makoto glitch, is it effects? No, not effects. Here? Yeah, okay. Makoto. Mokot. Makoto. I think it's Okoto. Man, I can't spell today. Maybe it's here. Oh, that's probably it. No. Okay, get rid of these. Get rid of that. All right, it's probably because it was okay, cool. And then all right, one more time. Come on, we can do this. Koto. Ah, there we go. Okay, cool. Oh, there's actually a glitch 1 and a glitch 2. I didn't notice that. But so I think this is a case where the Makoto, the normal Makoto, and the glitch, they don't have lowercase, and that's okay because we might use that for like our combo points or our big corporate graphic lettering or things like that. So, but you know, food for thought. So, kind of like this font. This is a little bit closer to, you know, like it's called stop motion in this case. It's a little closer to kind of the spirit of like the font that we're kind of noodling on right now, with you know, for Palcorp. And then here, yeah, so here's Kusanagi. So Kusanagi isn't one of those cases where we found that we do have a lowercase, but the only difference between uppercase and lowercase is how they handle the E's and maybe a couple of things on punctuation. So, but I want to throw back in there because this is also something I really like. It definitely is what we used in Interstellar 1. This font, I was certainly, I'm interested as well. It's probably a little too busy, but I kind of liked how they have this sort of like the break, especially these O's. These O's look really cool. And it might be a little, but then again, if we're talking about more of a big corporate or numbers, I didn't look at numbers. That's probably something I need to look at. But yeah, so I did a quick look at that. Googie also, like, it was interesting. It's a little bit more of like futuristic retro, like these dots totally remind me of like the 70s. This totally feels like a 70s style font. Like it's like you know, future retro maybe. And then Atris Militant. So I kind of like also like here it's a little more subtle, but you can kind of see the, you know, we have the breaks in the kind of lettering. It makes the font easier to read overall, but still kind of creates some visual interest. So I thought I took a quick look at that. And that's it. Okay, cool. So I'll put this video up so we have it for reference, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.